Cold weather can be uncomfortable, inconvenient, and just downright dangerous. It can also present treacherous driving conditions that in some cases can be life-threatening. Bad weather during the cold winter months is a reality for a lot of us, and especially for those of us who are required to drive vehicles as a part of our jobs. Your best defense for dealing with bad weather is being prepared. A very simple breakdown of the 1, 2, 3s in being prepared for bad weather goes something like this. 1. Think ahead. Be familiar with your vehicle and make sure that your vehicle is properly maintained. Make sure that your windshield is free from cracks, snow, and ice, that your tires are not worn past the tread indicators, and that your vehicle has been serviced with the proper antifreeze mixture.
Before you start to drive off, you should prepare your vehicle by not only making sure your headlights, windshield, and hood are clean and free of any snow and ice buildup, but also by removing the snow from the roof of the vehicle, trunk lid, or rear deck. This will prevent snow from blowing off onto a following driver, causing a distraction. If it's possible, it's also a good idea to add some additional weight over the rear axle of your vehicle for better traction.
2. Be prepared by carrying a car safety kit. Having one of these kits in your car could be a saving grace in any kind of event. In your kit, be sure to include a flashlight, extra blankets for you and your passengers, water, food, a first aid kit, jumper cables, road flares, and any other tools that could come in handy in case of an emergency. And 3. Be aware. In short, know the road conditions that you will be driving in. Be familiar with all necessary precautions and the appropriate steps that you'd need to employ in the event of bad weather.
Winter storm watch is in effect for tomorrow night. Blizzard warning in effect. Storm warning in effect.
Do you know the difference between a winter storm watch, a winter storm warning, and a blizzard warning? A winter storm watch means a winter storm is possible in your area. A winter storm warning means that a winter storm is coming to your area. A blizzard warning means that strong winds, blinding wind-driven snow, and dangerous wind chills are expected. You should seek shelter immediately. Being prepared and knowing how to deal with hazards that severe weather presents makes a big difference in your ability to drive safe.
In the event that the weather is bad and cold, you should be alert to a few very key situations that may result. The most common of these situations is dealing with snow and ice. When driving in bad weather where roadways may be slick due to snow, ice, or rain, you should always be sure to reduce your speed and keep at least 3 seconds of distance between you and the car in front of you. You should also know to add a second of distance for each additional hazard. For example, when it's foggy and raining, add 2 additional seconds, for a total of 5 seconds between you and the car in front of you.
As you make your way onto the grid of snarling morning traffic, you should keep an eye open for a number of unexpected surprises. The first would be to look out for the many people who are still trying to get their mornings going. Those who are shoveling fresh snow from their driveways, sidewalks, and digging out their vehicles. And don't forget the kids. They may be on their way to school and having their fun in the snow. Finally, there's an entire network of streets, roads, and highways that are being cleared. And there are a great number of workers doing the job. Snow plows, scrapers, and sanders, for example. You should exhibit safe driving etiquette by not attempting to pass any of these snow removal vehicles. The drivers of these vehicles will usually provide an opportunity for you to pass once it is safe to do so. The good news is that the condition of the road when following these vehicles is often better than what you would encounter by being in front of them. Snow alone presents challenges to driving safely, but add the hazards of reduced visibility and strong winds into the mix, and you've got quite a combination of factors to navigate through.
When driving in snow and ice, it is exceedingly common for the tires of your vehicle to lose traction and begin to skid. This can happen for a number of reasons, but can often be caused when your vehicle hits an almost invisible sheet of ice, also known as black ice. It is very difficult to see black ice, so be aware that freezing temperatures along with moisture often equal dangerously slick road conditions. If your vehicle begins to skid due to slick road conditions, you should do the following. First, take your foot off of the accelerator and steer your vehicle in the direction you want the front wheels to go. Be careful not to overcorrect by jerking the wheel in the other direction. If the rear wheels are sliding left, steer left, and if they're sliding right, steer right. You should know that it may be necessary to steer left and right a few times to get your vehicle completely under control. Do not hit the brakes. Doing so could send you even more out of control. Once you have regained control of your vehicle, continue cautiously on the rest of your trip. Even at temperatures well above freezing, if the conditions are wet, you may encounter icy conditions on or around bridges and overpasses. These types of structures tend to freeze first because cold weather attacks them from above and below. Be careful around these types of structures. It's also important to be cautious that cold winter storms often bring windy conditions. These windy conditions can adversely affect your ability to drive almost all vehicles, but especially high-profile ones like delivery trucks, cargo vans, and 18-wheelers. When it is windy, the best advice is to slow down. Doing so will allow you more time to react to rapidly changing conditions. A strong gust of wind can also easily blow your vehicle off course, especially when the storm is rapidly changing direction and intensity.
If you find yourself struggling to keep your vehicle under control due to wind gusts, start by decreasing your speed. This alone should be enough to bring your vehicle under control again. Wind not only affects your ability to safely control your vehicle, but also can blow over trees and send dangerous debris flying across the road. So be alert and watchful whenever wind enters the driving situation. Do you know what the number one rule is when driving in the fog? It's slow down. Fog has this strange effect on a driver's perception of speed and distance. It is a result of reduced contrast, causing objects to become fainter and less distinct. In any event, drivers in the fog are often off in their judgment of distance and the speed at which they believe they are traveling. The most common mistake is driving faster than you think you are. And in an environment where visibility is already compromised, this is a recipe for disaster. That is why you should review your speedometer often while in the fog. You should also have your lights on along with the defroster. Avoid using your high beams because the reflections off the fog actually reduce your visibility. If your vehicle is equipped with fog lamps, now would be a good time to use them. If the fog is so dense that you're finding yourself responding to road signs, road lights, and other travelers in an almost panic reaction, it would be best to pull over and remove your vehicle from the road. When pulling off the roadway, turn on your emergency flashers and try to pull your vehicle as far off the roadway as you can. You want to keep your vehicle as far away from other travelers as possible. Of course, if you continue driving in the fog, it is important to be alert of other slow or stop drivers and indicate to other motorists your intentions with enough time for everyone to adjust accordingly. For example, make sure to brake sooner or use your turn signals earlier than you would under normal driving conditions. Before we wrap things up, we should also address a few items about adding some additional safety to you and your vehicle. First, make sure that your mirrors and windshield are clean and free of any debris and cracks. Along with that, make sure you have a good pair of windshield wipers. Be familiar with each of the driving situations we've discussed here today, and be sure to follow the rules of the road. And remember, it's your job as a professional to do the best job you can, and being as safe as possible is a part of that job.